Hey everyone, welcome to Secrets Behind the Stars. Settle in, because what we're about to share has weighed heavily on the entire entertainment world and left fans holding their breath. A heartbreaking turn of events has put young actor Gökberk Yıldırım in the most testing chapter of his life, and every new detail is stirring even more emotion. According to those closest to the couple, his girlfriend, the beloved actress Cemre Arda, was rushed to intensive care after a sudden and serious health crisis. Official updates are being prepared, but for now her family and fans are clinging to hope, while uncertainty wraps the story in a fragile silence. The first whispers came from within their circle. Gawkberg hasn't left the hospital except when staff ask him to step out. Friends say he spends nights in waiting rooms and days by Cemre's bedside, with his phone face down and notifications off, completely tuned out from the world that usually revolves around him. For someone known for bright posts and light-hearted stories, his sudden quiet speaks volumes. Just weeks ago, Cemre was everywhere: new scripts, fresh brand deals, a whirlwind of meetings and rehearsals. She seemed unstoppable, full of spark, showing that calm determination people admire in her. But now, behind closed doors, the situation has forced everything else to wait. Fans who have followed their romance from its early days not only adore their chemistry, they trust the sincerity beneath the spotlight. Today, that bond is being tested in ways few can imagine. The corridors of the hospital have seen the discreet arrivals of worried loved ones and a small army of supporters who slipped in to leave notes, flowers, and quiet prayers. The couple's inner circle tells us that Gawkberg's focus is singular: Cemre's well-being. He's pulled back from work, avoided press, and postponed meetings. Offers that would have thrilled most actors at his stage have been put on hold without a second thought. What matters is the steady, calming presence he brings to her side. Social media lit up overnight with messages of love for Cemre and faith in her recovery. Though fans often rally for their favorite stars, this wave felt different. More intimate, more protective. A heartfelt phrase declaring that Cemre is on the path to healing soared across timelines and became a trending topic in record time. Bouquets arrived at the hospital lobby with cards signed by names big and small, but most of them came from everyday people who simply wanted to be part of a collective embrace. The hospital has not released full details, and those close to the situation ask for patience. Rumors whisper that her condition is critical yet stable, a fragile balance that demands constant attention. The doctors, said to be tirelessly focused, are doing everything they can not just medically but emotionally, making sure that when Gawkberg enters the room, he brings a piece of the outside world that she loves. He holds her hand, tells her about the morning light in the city, the coffee spot she likes, the stray cat they once met near a film set, anything to anchor her heart to familiar shores. One confidant quietly shared that the couple is increasingly careful about the noise around them. The statement was simple: "We are here to support Gawkberg until Cemre is fully well," and much of what is circulating in the media isn't the full picture. Still, the glare of public attention does not dim. The curiosity is understandable, the love for these two is real. But behind that curiosity are people, tired, frightened, and doing their best. As days stretch, young fans flood timelines with collages of the couple's happiest moments. There are comments that melt even the hardest cynicism, gentle reminders that love is what remains when everything else falls apart. People say these gestures are proof of something rare in their industry. Whether or not that's true, it is clear that Gawkberg's devotion has captured imaginations and raised expectations for what commitment looks like when life turns difficult. We have heard that an official update on Cemre's condition is on the horizon. Until then, the speculation continues. Some voices suggest the situation is more serious than expected. Others try to calm the panic and ask everyone to wait for verified news. In the middle is Gawkberg, who has adopted a quiet pace, unbothered by headlines. He has stopped sharing playful stories, stopped teasing upcoming roles. Casting teams reportedly approached him with big opportunities, auditions that could shape the next few years, but he has said no, again and again, choosing hospital chairs over camera tests. People close to him describe a man who measures time not by scripts or schedules but by the rise and fall of a monitor's soft glow. Their support system is strong. Friends rotate through to make sure he eats, remind him to rest, and shield him when he needs a moment from the press that lingers outside. Some recognizable faces have slipped into the building through side doors, leaving without a trace or a hint to photographers. These are the quiet acts of empathy that rarely make headlines, but everyone inside knows how much they matter. In private, Gawkberg has been surprisingly composed, even if the exhaustion occasionally shows. He struggles to sleep for more than an hour at a time. There are nights when he dozes off sitting upright, only to jolt awake when a nurse steps in. He speaks to her even when she can't respond, repeating tiny rituals that make her smile on normal days, a story about an on-set mishap, a reminder of a trip they never got to take, a whispered promise that he doesn't plan to let go of now. Several reports indicate that while Cemre's situation is currently controlled, doctors want her to remain in intensive care for a while longer. Every extra day adds weight to the waiting, but stability is a step in the right direction. Though the timeline may be longer than anyone hoped, her team remains confident in her resilience. For those who have watched her rise, that word, resilience, fits her perfectly. Insiders warn against reading too much into every rumor. Some speculate wildly. Others minimize the concern. Somewhere in between is the truth, guarded carefully for her dignity and peace. One close friend put it bluntly, the priority is not to satisfy curiosity but to guide Cemre toward a full recovery, one careful day at a time. Meanwhile, the story of their love is writing itself in real time. Despite the pressure, the noise, and the restless cameras, Gawkberg's gentle steadfastness keeps drawing attention. There is something profoundly human about it. Unvarnished, unscripted, and utterly unwavering. In an industry that moves at frightening speed, where new trends replace old ones in hours, this stillness is new. It is the kind of loyalty that people will remember long after the spotlight moves elsewhere. Every few hours, a new wave of support surges online, filled with hopeful messages and edited clips of their sweetest interviews. The sense of community is palpable. Fans checking on each other, reminding strangers to drink water and rest, promising to keep the light on for Cemre at night. Production companies have quietly offered to adjust timelines, brands have sent private notes promising flexibility. The network around the couple has rallied, each person taking a corner of the weight so that Gawkberg doesn't have to carry it alone. As dawn breaks, he is often still at the hospital, eyes heavy, shoulders squared. A source tells us he sometimes closes his eyes in the chair beside her, clutching the sleeve of his jacket folded over his lap. When nurses look in on them, the room is calm. He steps out only when asked, and even then, it is reluctantly. He never complains, just nods, waits, and returns as soon as he can. Those who've been there describe a tenderness that is difficult to watch without feeling moved. In the middle of all this, it's easy to forget what a shock this is for someone like him. He is, after all, the actor who carried himself like sunshine, the one who lit up sets with quick jokes and grins. Silence doesn't come naturally to him, but he has embraced it because this is what love demands right now. Friends say he has found a new strength, one that doesn't show up on posters or magazine covers, but exists in the mundane bravery of waiting. The reaction from the entertainment world has been a mix of public statements and private gestures. Some colleagues have sent meals to the hospital for staff, quietly acknowledging their relentless work. Others have requested anonymity, visiting with hats pulled low. These choices aren't about secrecy so much as respect. Everyone understands that not all support needs to be seen to be felt. The bigger conversation, whether online or in hushed tones at cafes, has turned to what this means for the couple's future. People speculate wildly, weaving narratives from single photos or a few words from a friend. But for now, there is only one story that matters, a woman fighting to recover, and a man who refuses to step away from her side. An official statement is still anticipated soon. When it arrives, it will hopefully cut through the noise and give clarity about her condition and the path ahead. Until then, this is a moment for measured words and steady hearts. It is also a moment that will leave a mark on how people remember them, both as artists and as human beings. Late last night, new whispers echoed down the halls. Gawkberg stayed until the first light of morning, resting his head near Cemre's hand, taking short, careful breaths so as not to disturb the monitors. A friend who caught a glimpse before stepping out said softly that he has become more than her boyfriend, he has become her shield. He chats with staff, learns routines, and thanks everyone he meets. He tries, again and again, to draw smiles out of thin air, because he knows she loves laughter and that laughter can sometimes coax the soul forward. Photos of the couple have resurfaced online, captioned with heartfelt wishes and long, emotional messages. People are seeing their favorite scenes from interviews and behind-the-scenes footage in a new light now. Devotion reads differently when it's no longer a caption but a lived reality. In that sense, this period is drawing believers and skeptics to the same conclusion. What Gawkberg is doing is not performative, it's simply love. Word has it that some well-known figures have visited quietly, slipping in outside of visiting hours with the hospital's permission, leaving without a trace. These visits haven't been broadcast and likely never will be, out of respect for Cemre's need for calm and space. That silence is its own form of love, an understanding that attention can wait while healing cannot. We will keep watching, not because this is a spectacle, but because it is a human story unfolding around two people who have given us so many moments of joy. For now, we stand with them in patience. When the official update arrives, we'll bring it to you first, with care and accuracy. Until then, keep your thoughts kind and your hopes steady. This is Secrets Behind the Stars, and we're here to walk with you through every step of this difficult chapter. If you wish to support them, do it gently, by honoring their need for space, by uplifting the people who are working tirelessly in those hallways, and by trusting that love sometimes does its best work in quiet rooms, far from any camera. We'll be right here when it's time to share more. Thank you for being with us tonight, and please consider subscribing and sharing so that when real news arrives, you'll hear it from a place that respects the people at the heart of the story.